J Mac Sports 24/7. I am J Mac. Thank you for coming to the channel. It is official. The 2022-23 college basketball season is rocking and rolling. With the Tar Heels, our famous Tar Heels, the preseason ranked #1 team in the country, first win against UNC Wilmington 69-56 last night. It wasn't a pretty win. And I know a lot of us wanted to be a pretty win, but it wasn't. And you have to give UNCW some credit. I mean, they deserve credit. And their second year head coach. They had a game plan for UNC for our Tar Heels, and they put it in action. I think there was a lot of variables that made the game look ugly. More so, it was the UNCW and the game plan that their second year coach had in place. They came in with several weeks to prepare for North Carolina. That's one thing. And then the game plan they had was to put Armando Baycott into that pick and roll. They had excellent shooters, and they had the shooters or their backcourt did not have any fear of driving in the lane, putting points on the board. They're an excellent free throw shooting team. They had length. They're not as long as the Tar Heels, but they had length and they had speed, quickness. So it was a recipe for a game to be ugly, but not to win or beat the Tar Heels. To beat other teams, yes. To beat the Tar Heels because of I think no, I know we are better skilled. We're bigger. We just coming off a national championship game. So the recipe that was in place was to make the game look ugly, to frustrate the Tar Heels, which they did, and you saw that in many times last night. If you watched the game, we only came away with 4 assists. I think I heard the last time the Carolina Tar Heels distributed 4 assists was 1980. Oh, well, it's 1920. I mean, it's 2022 now. 1980. Was it? Yeah, 1980 was the last time that we had only 4 assists. But again, all the credit goes to UNCW. I mean, it really does, and their head coach. And I have to say, he's a good coach, because the UNC Wilmington, they play in the Colonial Athletic Association, and their head coach, Takeo Sito, is in the second season, as I alluded, and they are the 2022 College Basketball Invitational Champions, the Seahawks. They won 27 games last season. They returned 7 lettermen, 2 starters from last year's team. Just like we dominated our exhibition games, so did they. They trounced UNC Division II Emory and Henry, 88-47. Another note for UNCW, coming into the game last night, they was 1-35 against ranked teams. Now they're 1-36. So, but you really got to take your hats off, tip your hat off to their coach, their team. They came in to UNC, and it was, from the interviews, after the post interviews I saw, and what I seen on television, the gym was, the Dean Dome was rocking. I mean, it was rocking. And it felt like to a lot of the players, it was a Final Four game, or I should say an ACC game, And so but that was from anticipation of seeing our Tar Heels in the NCAA tournament and advance and get to the championship game. And no one saw that. A lot of us didn't see that coming. And actually it was one rebound away of winning the game, of Hubert Davis' first season as the head coach of the Tar Heels to win the championship. That would have been awesome. But just the fact that to see how we started last year and how we finished, wow. So deservingly so, the returning 4 of the 5 starters, our Tar Heels, are #1 in the country right now in AP and other polls. We also had some really good depth in recruiting. We still have Dontre Styles, DeMarco Dunn on the team. Puff Johnson. Puff Johnson is inactive. Was inactive because of some soreness in his knee. But we got a really, really good freshman class. But unfortunately, we only scored 45 points. 45.8% from the field goal, with 22 from 48 shooting last night. Out of 10 three-point shots, we only hit 2 of them. So we only shot 20% from the perimeter, 76.7% from the foul line, from the free throw. And I know we do better than that. We should improve that as the season progressed. I think it was a lot of nervousness, antsy-ness, first game jitters with the national televised game. We're just coming off an exhibition game where we put up 101 points, and I think the team was trying to duplicate that last night, and we played a much quality team last night. UNCW showed no fear coming into the Dean Dome, and so in addition to not showing any fear, they put a terrific game together, the game plan by slowing the game down, as most teams do against the Tar Heels. They try to slow the game down, but they also pressed the Tar Heels full court, and you don't see that often. You don't see smaller schools or lesser known schools try to press the Tar Heels full court, and UNCW definitely did that, and they didn't have any problems with that. You can tell that we didn't really practice for that, anticipated that, but because Tar Heels was more skilled and better, we was able to overcome that. But other teams, I think, could wither from that. We had a total of 32 rebounds. 32 rebounds. UNCW had 37 rebounds, and we really got killed on the offensive end of rebounds. UNCW had 16. We had 7. Again, we only had 4 assists. That's horrible for a UNC basketball team. Just terrible. We had 9 turnovers, so we was under double figures with that. We got UNCW to turn it over 11 times, but 18 fouls against their 24 fouls. With regard to individual stats, Pete Nance played 33 minutes, scored 6 points. He had 2 assists and 3 boards. Amanda Baycott, 16 points, played 28 minutes, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. So he was, I guess it broke his streak of double doubles, and he was 1 rebound away to keep that streak alive. And I think I heard him say, it just give him more incentive to play harder and keep it going. So I like the attitude that he have. R.J. Davis played the bulk of the minutes, the lion's share. He played 37 minutes, put 17 points on the board. And as a point guard, he had 4 assists, and I like that coming from a point guard. Point guard with 4 rebounds, I like that. 4 rebounds from a point guard. Unfortunately, only had 1 assist. So we need to share the ball more, and I'll speak on that later. Caleb Love played 34 minutes, 17 points. So he and R.J. Davis both scored 17. He had 3 boards, but he had 0 assists. Caleb Love, the other guy in the backcourt, had 0 assists. We need to do better better there. And again, I think Caleb felt times he had to put the game on his back. I guess he could tell that we were struggling to put. I shouldn't say struggling, but that the game was closer than we had anticipated, or they had anticipated. Being preseason number 1 ranked team, when you get like 8-10 minutes into the game, you expect to have a double-digit lead, a decent 15, 17, point spread. But that wasn't the case, because TDW was, they wasn't backing down. They wasn't backing down at all. They was coming, But again, in the game, never seemed like that we was going to lose the game. It's just that they just kept making the game uncomfortable for the Heels, for the fans. Because, again, we had just, last time we saw the Tar Heels really playing in a competitive game, it was the championship game. And then we saw the Final Four. We saw them against Duke. We saw them against Baylor. So we that's what we thought we were going to see last night. At least I did. A lot of us. But then again, if you really put a lot of thought into it, I mean, again, as I said, that UNCW had plenty of time to prepare to play their first game, and their first game was against, the Tar Heels, the number one team ranked in the country. They had a lot of time to put a decent game plan together, and they was more physical than us. I mean, they was really physical, and if you remember, a lot of teams are more successful with North Carolina. Not necessarily they may win, but keep the game competitive when they're more physical than us. And so, and I think I can see Hubert Davis. It's going to be something that he's going to concentrate on in practice. They're going to see film. They're going to see what they need to work on. Now we got this one game, this first game out of the way. The jitters should not be there any longer. They know they have this number one thing. Being the preseason, our number one ranked team on their back. They have their target on their back, so everybody's gonna come out and give you their best game. Just like when you playing the Dallas Cowboys, when you play the New York Yankees, when you play the Los Angeles Lakers, when you play the University of North Carolina Tar Heels at Chapel Hill, you put on your best game. You every night, every day. You're gonna receive the opponent's best game, and that's what happened last night. Especially when you have enough time to prepare for a team. But again, we had the size and the depth to withstand those the runs that the UNCW was trying to make. So I'm really proud of the team. My favorite player on this year's team is R.J. Davis. As R.J. Davis goes, so does the Tar Heels. Without R.J. Davis stepping it up in the NCAA tournament, while Caleb Love is the star of our team, and considered by many to be the best player on the team, in my mind, the most important player on the team is R.J. Davis. I saw that very early on when they were switching back and forth who was the point guard. R.J. Davis is more natural at the point position. I don't think it's really natural for Caleb Love to play the point position. And so because he's going to the next level, it's prudent, it makes sense, it's practical for him to be the point guard. But like Hubert Davis said, he likes to have multiple point guards. Now we have three with Seth Trimble. That's going to get a lot of action. Our freshman, who's a great defensive player. So we are. If you watched the game last night, you will see that we played really, really good defense compared to starting out the gate last season. I anticipate our defense getting better as the season goes on. And I think we will become more physical. We'll become a better free throw shooting team compared to what we saw last night, or what happened last night. So I think Armando Baycock will continue to do his thing, get his double doubles, get his opponent in foul trouble. I like to see Leaky Black drive to the basket more to create more opportunities for his teammates. Again, with Caleb Love as our other backcourt or as a guard with 0 assists, that's unacceptable. That's you got to have, and then R.J. Davis need more than 2. So again, I'm really happy that we got the W. Of course, that goes without saying. I'm just looking forward to see how the Tar Heels look next week. This Friday. This Friday we playing College. What is it? Of Charleston. College of Charleston Cougars. Friday, 7:00. I don't know much about them. I know they have played us in the past and has shocked us once or twice. But I don't think it's going to be an issue how. And then after that, we have Gardner Webb. That's an 8:00 game. And again, 9:00 games. I hate 9:00 games. I hate, that's another factor that probably contributed to our slow start last night, because it's a late game, and rarely do we do well, in my opinion, when we have a late game. I like coming out 7:00. It's early in the evening. The players are ready to go and don't have to sit around and wait and watch other teams play. Usually you see that in the NCAA tournament. Just have to sit around and wait. But then again, it's a lot of adrenaline flowing, so you're pretty much ready to play at the tip off. When late games in the NCAA tournament. But I hate the late games. Especially as your first game being the late game. Just unfortunately, Duke won, but they played a lesser opponent than we did. I watched how Dookie played, and I like our matchup against them. But of course, it's ACC, two ACC teams and two teams that hate each other. At least the fans do. Fans hate each other. So, but I can see us having the target on our back. Duke gonna come and put their best shot out, like we do with them, vice versa. But again, we playing College of Charleston Friday, 7 o'clock, and I have some highlights of the game last night. It's about 10 minutes long, so just bear with me. If you like the video, please like it. Go ahead and click the like button, smash the like button. Do that for me, please. And if you got this far, just go ahead and like it. Like the video, like the video. And if you can get it, if you have not subscribed to the video to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. As the channel is starting to grow, it's growing at at a pace I didn't have before. So whatever it is, I'm good with that. I just appreciate the support that you're giving the channel. This is my first Carolina video with many to come because I'm a Tar Heel fan. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. I'm a North Carolina A&T Aggies fan. Love those Aggies. Love those Aggies. So there you go. Those are my teams, and I'm a sports fan in general, just like all sports. But those are the teams that I go to bat with. And, I enjoy watching, liking the Reds since the 1970s. It's a big red machine. Lakers since the early 80s. Tar Heels since the 70s. So those are the teams. Those are my squads. I got a little some highlights of the game last night. So again, check it out if you want. It's glad to see that we got another free throw shooter, a decent free throw shooter. So one of our positives for our team last season was that we was a really good free throw shooter. Really from 1 to 5. Armando Baycott got better as the season progressed. So I think he maybe had been better at a little better than Brady Manick, but it's nice. But he's definitely a much better free throw shooter than Brady Manick, Pete Nash. So over the years, free throw shooting was an Achilles for us. That go Baycott hitting a free right there. And this is what I like about Leaky. Watch Leaky right quick. Watch Leaky. Leaky, as he walked towards the guy, the UNCW player, let you know I'm gonna be in your face all day. I like that. And then you see RJ. RJ, he's relentless. He's gonna keep coming to the rim. RJ has a knack to a feeling when the team needs a basket, and I love that about RJ. And that's what a point guard needs to be. A point guard needs to be able to have a feel when there's a basket that is needed when the rest of the team is struggling. There go DeMarco Dunn playing some defense. I just love to watch RJ Davis. I just love to watch him bounce that ball, and I look at that. I mean, when he gets his confidence going, he has ice in his veins. I love that. And we have Tyler Nicker in the game. I would love to see Pete Nash get a better position. I mean, because we really got killed on the defensive end for rebounds. That scared me for a second. I really thought RJ was hurt. As I watched that play, I remember at least twice Seth Trimble had played great defense, but he ended up, just trying to swipe the ball away and ended up getting a foul. He didn't need to do that. To go RJ. I just love that. He has no fear going into the paint. Yeah, I mean, UNCW has some really, really good players, and they were just as relentless as our team. So they wasn't fearful. I mean, they was going to the paint. And our defense looked a lot better than it did at least starting out the gate last season. Much better. I love when Caleb goes to the basket and not just rely on the 3-point. I wish he just established that early in the game and rely on the 3-point later. And I did see some ball handling skills for Pete Nance. That's refreshing. They were just to the ball. They went to the. They was quicker to the ball. 50-50 ball. They definitely got majority of those, and that's something we're not used to seeing. I mean, look at this guy. He wasn't afraid to go in front of Leaky. I mean, there was no fear in UNCW. There was no fear. I mean, they're a good team. And we played. That was a good defense. That was really good defense. I think he's scored like 17 points at number 13. That's a flop, and I wish they had called that. Just don't look at it. Go ahead and call it. Again, those second chance shots that they got a lot of offensive rebounds. And so again, the game was ugly. It kept it ugly, and the way they played, because every time they scored a basket, or a free throw, there was a full court press. A lot of us expected Seth to go ahead and slam it down. But I'm glad he chose to just go ahead and lay it up. He's still trying to get a feel, of the game at this level. There's no need to him try to show out right now. That can be done later. There go RJ again. I just love RJ, the way he drives to the basket. He reminds me so much of Joe Barry. A lot of Joe Barry. And Joe Barry was my dude. There we go. Again, another drive to the basket. You need those type of players to advance once you get to the big dance. We played a good team. UNCW is a good team, really good team, and it was good for us. This game was good for us. And now they got film, with this team, not last year's team, but with this team, to have film playing live action when it counted. So I anticipate us to learn from this, to be better in our next game. Nice strong move by Caleb. But again, that was senseless. I saw that right away. I don't understand. A lot of times we ran out on shooters and jumped into the air. It didn't make sense. So, I mean, that's not a characteristic of a North Carolina basketball team, to run out onto a open shooter and jump up in the air. You close out and you stay on the ground or stay on the floor when you close out. But again, this is the first game and a lot of nervousness, a lot of jitters. Again, look at this, another offensive rebound, too. I mean, that's where we may miss Brady. Brady was good at getting those loose balls. I hope Pete. I hope this is not something we can expect going forward. I like to see Pete get more offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. I mean, he's too tall not to, have a decent average. Wonderful. So there you have it. From TarHeels, first win, first W. Our next game is Friday against the College of Charleston Cougars, and I think they won't have the same. They won't have the luxury of having as many weeks as UNCW did to prepare for UNC, and we're gonna have game film now under our belt to watch, and I anticipate having more assists other than four. I'm not two, and the 2 and 4 rebounds. What was it? That's Yeah, four assists. Four assists. That's crazy for a UNC basketball team. It's almost unthinkable. And I think I heard somebody say the last time that we had four assists was in 1980. Four assists. So I mean, we're not sharing the ball. It's more, let's see if I can put the team on my back kind of thing, and we can't do that. That's not how we play basketball. That's not Tar Heel basketball. So we have a game coming up next week. Next week, this Friday against College of Charleston, and I anticipated having a better showing for our Tar Heels, who are number one preseason right now, which is where they belong. If you have any comments, please leave the comments. Please like the video. If you're watching the video, just like the video, watch it and like it. If you don't watch the whole video, well, if you at this point you watch the whole video, but just go ahead and like, share, and subscribe and comment if you can. Appreciate it. Peace. Two fingers.